Howdy, I'm Blaine Carter. I'm a product manager here at Oracle for Oracle's Visual Builder and Visual Builder Studio. And Oracle has just released a cool new feature that allows you to create a Visual Builder instance inside of a private subnet, which gives you all kinds of cool new abilities. One of which I'm going to demonstrate today. I'm going to show you how to create a quick app that will connect to an ORDS instance on a private database and also an ORDS instance on a public database and display the data in the application. All right, let's get started. To show you there is nothing up my sleeve, I am first going to run a curl command against the public ORDS API. And when that data comes back, you'll see that I've changed the descriptions of the products to have the word public in front of all of them. And if I try and connect, do the same thing, curl the private API, I get a not found. So I'm over in my Oracle Cloud Shell, and I'm connected up to my private subnet. In there, if I try and curl the private ORDS endpoint, you can see here that I do not have the word public on my objects. It's just hitting the private API. So let's jump over to Visual Builder. We'll jump back out to the top level here so I can show you that under settings, I am just using the built-in free database that comes with Visual Builder. I'm not doing anything sneaky going through the back end. I'm just connecting to the ORDS endpoints. So let's jump over here. I've already pre-stubbed in this app here with a public and a private area to put the data once we connect to it. So let's start out by creating a couple service connections. So the first one I'm going to create is going to be to the private endpoint. We're going to say copy open the spec. We're going to name it private, and we're going to say does not support cores. We'll hit create backend. Yes, go ahead and compute that for me. We're going to also call that private and create that easy. We've got our private endpoint set up. Copy the URL for the public one, and we're going to create a service connection defined by specification. We're going to copy the full API, public, and no cores. Yep, that looks all good. We'll hit create backend. And yep, go ahead and compute that for me. I'll hit public, I'll hit create. And now you can see I have a public and a private service connection. Switching over to my main start page, you can see I have my two service or my areas for the data. Let's refresh this since I now have a couple new things to play with, and I'll expand all of these. So you can see this is what was built using the Open API spec that's built into ORDS, and that Visual Builder just uses because, hey, that's the way it ought to work. Let's start out with the private endpoint, and I'm going to drop this directly into the grid row for the private endpoint. We'll hit table. We just want the product. We'll hit next and finish. And there's our private data. Notice there's no public in front of that, so we'll do the public. Let's do that exact same thing. We'll drop it in the grid row. Did I miss? Let's try that again. There we go. Sometimes I miss. We'll hit product. We'll hit next. We'll hit finish. And there is my public data. So as you can see, it is really just that simple. Once you've created your Visual Builder instance in the private area of the cloud, you can connect to your private database, and you can still connect to your public resources just like you always have. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful, and thank you for spending your time with me.